Hello everyone, my name is Nine, and this episode of Nine at Night is brought to you by me. Today we're going to be doing a little household introduction, and it's going to be a part of my household introduction series where you get to meet and learn about my current active households in The Sims 4. We will be covering 3 major families. Off the top of my head, I would say the Bjergsens, the Conway Dills, and the Villarreals, 2 of which are very well known, but the Conway Dills are my own personal household that I created. And we're going to be covering them, but first we're going to be talking about the Bjergsens. Now, there's a lot to talk about with each of these families because I'm on, I would say, generation 3 in my save file. I've been playing The Sims for a couple of years now, and yes, I'm just at episode 3, and I know some people have finished 10 generations already, but I'm not everyone else. Anyhow, today we're gonna... Okay, so today in this video, we're going to be covering the Scott Zest household. And you're probably wondering, what does the Scott Zest household have to do with the Bjergsens? And for more information on that, I would suggest that you go ahead and watch my introduction to the Bjergsen video that has already been posted, I'm hoping. And anyway, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I hope you enjoy. I'm just going to go ahead and read this for you here. It says, Nikita and Roman have tied the knot, and after a romantic ceremony, they have made some big decisions. Roman has re-enrolled in Foxbury Institute to study a distinguished degree in biology and secure himself as a doctor without leaving his day job as a chef. Of course. His wife is now building her modeling agency and trying to get some new faces out there. But the two also are getting ready to move into a bigger home and even plan for a little one. Now, first off, there's a lot to break down with this, and there's a lot to talk about. Okay, so this is one of my favorite households. Hello, that's not a word. Favorite households at the moment. And I'm gonna give you like a little bit of backstory into them. So Nikita growing up has, even since she was a child, she's always been on social media. She's a little bit of a computer nerd, but you would never be able to tell. She isn't really into programming and stuff, but if there's something on the internet, she can find it. She will find it. She will figure out how to do it. So she was always on the computer. She really likes computer games. She really liked computer games. You know, she's a bit of a gamer. She was on, chat rooms and all of that. She really likes the internet, and she really loves socializing on the internet. And then she started getting into social media from a very young age. I'm thinking she was a child. I'm gonna say she was around maybe 10. And she wasn't like doing videos, but she was already posting selfies, posting her food, posting, like random pictures of her brother, her little brother, and it was nice. It was so nice to watch her do that. I think she had like 5,000 followers before I even, she started getting fame and followers before I even started messing with her as a teenager. As a teenager though, I checked through, I realized that she had a lot of followers, and I was like, okay, she seems to really like social media. And then she started, she is the one who normally organized group trips. She's that social butterfly. but I would say that she's not much of a talker. She's not much of a talker to other people. She's not introverted. I wouldn't say she's introverted. I feel like, to me, she's a little more extroverted, but still, it's to an extent, you know? So she'll be on the internet and she'll talk to all these strangers, and then she'll go out in the world and she'll still talk to all these people, but it is always more of a, you know, how do I say this? It's always more of, yeah, I can talk to you and I can have this entire conversation with you and you'll think I'm fun and amazing, but on the inside, my will is shaking. And I feel like that's her personality. With the new update, I gave her the high maintenance trait, which is, I feel like, something that she got now, like recently with her current lifestyle. She's like, yeah, I need more, and everything is suddenly annoying to me, because they're at a point, like, her and her husband are at a point where, you know, they both need more in life. Anyways, so as a teenager, she was very social, always on social media, you know, like, and she did acting on the side as a teenager. Now, she wasn't necessarily doing acting. She was in the drama club. And what I did was I'd pay her like $100 or maybe $150, depending on how well she'd do that day in drama club. And I like wrote it off as, okay, she's probably an extra, or it's a small theater project, it's nothing big, but I'm still gonna pay her for it, because her mom went through a midlife crisis after her dad died and decided to go marry a younger man and leave her and her brother alone. Oh, her brother that I'm referencing to, his name is Demario. We'll definitely talk about him in another video. So during that time, she was on the internet in her chat rooms, as she always is, and she was in a school chat room for high school students, and she met Roman Zest. Now, who is Roman Zest, you might ask? Roman Zest is the son of Johnny Zest, as you can tell, and Nina Caliente. Crazy shit, right? So Nina and Johnny actually had Roman, and they have more children, but I'm gonna talk about them like later on in like extra families. But wow, that was a deep sigh. I needed to breathe. And right. What were you saying? Anyways, so she met Roman online and in a chat room. Obviously, she lives in Solani. He lived in Oasis Springs. In my head, Solani is kind of like a one-off. It's like out there. It's not close by to anywhere. You have to take a plane to get there, basically. And you have to take a plane to get there. So they were just talking, and they never knew that they'd actually meet each other. But eventually they started talking. They started online dating. They did that cute share pictures on Instagram of each other and tagging each other in Simstagram and all that, you know, all that cute stuff. It was really amazing. And also after her mom's midlife crisis, when her dad died, her mom kind of realized what she was doing after her younger sister Elsa. After Sophia's younger sister Elsa spoke to her, she realized that what she was doing was stupid, and of course she went back home. However, it really scared the kids. I would say Demario and Nikita were very shaken up about the fact that their mom completely abandoned them for a while, because when she left, Cassie, which is their youngest sister, went with her, and that's because she was a toddler, and when she came back she was a child. So I'm thinking she left when Cassie was probably 4 and came back when Cassie was like 7, right? But anyway, I guess it really shook up Demario and Nikita to have their mother just leave them, and because of that they started finding ways to always be making money, always be going forward, always doing the most, you know. And Nikita turned to video creation. From her drama club, she bought herself a drone, and she started getting into streaming her life, like streaming fishing videos, cooking videos, dancing videos, singing videos. She did the whole works, the whole 9 yards. Her mom, of course, trying to get back in her good graces, bought her a video editing station, and she took that and she continued to make videos. And she always had her own money. She always contributed to her house. She was always working, and she was just a teenager, but she kept doing it because she was like, if I'm ever left alone again, I need to have something, you know? And I feel like during that time, like, obviously she and Roman weren't serious. They were just dating as because, you know, it was just online dating. It wasn't anything serious. They weren't like exclusive or anything. And I don't think Roman even knows about her going through this. But yeah, she didn't have like a tough childhood, I would say, but it was a rocky one. It had its rocky times, but for the most part it was good. And I feel like she has more good memories than bad. It's just that the bad memories are just really bad. But anyways, eventually she aged up, and now she has a little circle of cousins and friends, and they all decided to go off to college together, and everyone was going to college, and she wasn't sure if she wanted to go to college or not, and everyone got together and like rented this nice Airbnb in Britechester, and everyone was hanging out, waiting for getting familiar with the area, waiting to get back their acceptance or declines, their accepted results or declined results. They were just vibing, and there were so many other people. And I think around this time is when she met Adelaide, Villarreal, and like Walter and the other Villarreals, because they were also applying and they were staying at the same Airbnb. And you know, she just realized while everyone was going off to college, she actually didn't get in. Well, it's not that she didn't get in. She did get in. She just didn't get in for a degree that she wanted, or she couldn't find something that she'd want to study. So she decided that, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. I have some money saved up. I'm gonna move to San Myshuno and I'm gonna become a YouTuber. And she did. She moved in this little dingy apartment, and when she moved there, she lived there for probably like 2 months because she's a squeamish sim, right? And the apartment had rats and like cockroaches, so she was always sick. She was always nauseous. It was an old beat up apartment. It was so small, and and it was so small, but she fixed it up so nice, and it looked really good. And she invited Roman over, so this would have been around this time. The pair of them would probably be like 19. They'd be like 19. I feel like Roman was more 21. I feel like Roman is older than she is. But yeah, it was crazy stuff, man. It was crazy stuff. And like Roman came over and they had like a cute little get together, cute little date. And then like Roman realized that she was throwing up all the time and she was always uncomfortable in the house. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "There's a rat." And Roman's like, "Yo, I see the rat. You need to leave." And she's like, no, I can't afford to go anywhere else. I'm just gonna stay here. And he like came over, hung out. He went back. They had a really good time. It was like their first time meeting each other, and it was really, really nice. I think around that time is when they started, like, at first it was like, yeah, sure, we're dating, because we were dating in high school on the internet. Let's meet up to see if anything will happen. But granted, I feel like Roman was seeing other people. I don't think it was exclusive, but he did still come and meet her, which is nice. Anyways, and then she stayed in the apartment, and she just kept getting sick. She kept throwing up. She kept being uncomfortable. She couldn't work. It was terrible. And she just decided, you know what? Screw this. I'm leaving. And like by the time she made the decision to leave, she just sold everything in her apartment, grabbed a few pieces of furniture, and moved to a new place. I think she moved to the art district. Was it the art district? Does she live in the art district? I don't remember where she's living right now. But it's an apartment, and it's one of the apartments. I can't remember. I don't know lot names. But yeah, she moved to, oh my god, she moved, and it was like, I moved, but my neighbors are so loud, you know? And I think that was a lot for her. Like, having loud neighbors has always thrown her off. And then she moved, the rent was more. And then around the same time, Roman was going to college, actually. And then he left college. And when he left college, he asked her if he could come live with her. Obviously, they're not, I wouldn't say they were like, yeah, sure, we dated, but we're mostly just friends at this point. But we haven't acknowledged the fact that we're friends. That our relationship or romance has fizzled out. And then they moved in together. He came to stay over at our house, and then they just started getting into a routine where they were involved with each other. Granted, they had some really petty arguments and some really shitty shit happening, but they worked it out. They worked well together. They realized that, you know what, maybe we should date exclusively and for real. I mean, we're living together and all that, so why not? And they started dating, and he stopped going to college, and he decided to get a job as a chef. I think he's a chef. And yeah, he is a chef. He wasn't a chef at the time, but he's a chef now. I think he went in at like level 2, because at the time he had studied for I think 2 terms. And for some reason, my game recognized it as him having a regular degree, having an actual degree in biology, because that's what he was studying, by the way. Okay, so after all that, right? After all that of dating and everything, he finally proposed to her, and they got engaged, and now they're married. They recently got married, though. Like, recently, like, that's the last thing I played. No, that's not the last thing that I played. I think about 2 weeks have passed since they've been married. The seasons haven't changed, but I think it's been a while. It's been a while, you know, since they got married. And I think it's hilarious because they got married, and it was such a hectic, it was so hectic. That wedding was so hectic. Why? Because I don't normally go all out for weddings. No, lies, I do. But I'm just going to talk about this for a while. I know it's like a one-off, but I'm going to do it. While I show you, like, just randomly show you these outfits and everything. Now, their wedding, was so hectic because I don't know what broke my game. I don't know why, but my mods weren't working. Like, MCC wasn't working, UI cheats wasn't working. And you know, UI cheats and MCC are like the basis of every form of gameplay. Like, they're the skeleton that holds my game together. They're the glue that holds my game together. The skeleton that gives my game form, and the glue that keeps it together. And they weren't working, and I was like, you know what, I can't be bothered to be trying to fix this whole time. I just want to have this wedding. I have so many weddings to have. I just want to throw the damn wedding. And let me tell you, bad idea, very bad idea. And at the time, I think I only recently started like taking headline effects off. Like I did it like yesterday while I was playing with a new sim of mine. Her name is Natalie. So you could see that they were absolutely shattered throughout the whole thing. It was a mess. It was a mess, and I hated it so much. But it's okay. It was okay. Anyhow, yeah. So Roman and Nikita, they're together. I've already read like the introduction, and this is just me trying to fill this video with words. So it seems a little bit more interesting. I lost the original audio for this part of the video, which you might have noticed, seeing as this voiceover does not sync up with what's happening at all. But yeah. I can't. Hopefully the videos going forward will be better. I just really want to finish this one. I've been working on it since January. It's February. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to me rant about my Sims for what has it been, like 20 minutes, 24 minutes. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening to the chaoticness that is my brain for the past 24 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.